The Grammys are screaming "'Cause I Love You" to new breakout artist Lizzo, who received 8 nominations for the Grammys this year. She is amongst the top nominees where females outranked their male counterparts in 4 of the top awards. Also, Lil Nas X received 6 awards. Here to give us more insight on this story is Onyx News correspondent Reynolds McZorn. Reynolds, what's interesting here is number one, that the ladies have outranked the fellas in the top categories, and also out of 20,000 submissions in over 84 categories, that Lizzo is one of the ones with the top nominations for the Grammys this year, with 8 in her pocket. Give us some insight on her road to the Grammys. She's had quite a long road to the Grammys as a new artist, but she made it.
Indeed, she made it, Nietzsche. She made it indeed. She's a Detroit native, Lizzo is. She's 31 years old. She's performed with albums with Prince. She had to grind as a touring artist, excuse me. And she really had to pull her way up. She was able to sign a major deal in 2013 for her first album. So it's exciting to see Lizzo be nominated, not only for numerous awards, but for the top award, which is Album of the Year. But Nietzsche, I have to admit, I find this story to be only somewhat refreshing given the stigma of racism that's been associated with the Grammys for such a long time. The Album of the Year award has only been, there's only been 10 African Americans to have received that award in the 66-year history of the Grammys. So I'm really rooting for Lizzo, and also Lil Nas X, who's up for Album of the Year for his album, and also his record. He's up for Record of the Year for his song Old Time Road. So I'm really rooting for African Americans this year to win the awards and move past just being nominated.
Lil Nas X is up for 6 nominations, and also former First Lady Michelle Obama for her spoken word album For Becoming. Also, Barack Obama was nominated for 2 of these awards. Also, there's one for Nipsey Hussle. These awards are being calculated between up until January 3rd, and the Grammys will actually air in January of 2020. But if I hear what you're saying, Reynolds, is that you not only want to see nominations, but you want to see awards, not just with the Grammys, but across the board. Give us some more thought on that.
Well, Nietzsche, I can't shake off 2015. I was watching the Grammys, and I had to witness Beyonce lose to Beck for Album of the Year. And then I had to turn around and witness it again in 2017 when she lost to Adele for Album of the Year. And the numbers show that Beyonce should have won that award that year. So, I mean, I'm glad to see African-American artists being nominated. I'm glad to see female African-American artists being nominated more. But the Grammys have got to fix this problem of not acknowledging our artistry by giving us the awards that we deserve.
Is this an issue not just with the Grammys, but on all stages, or you feel like it's isolated here?
Well, I feel like it's all stages, Nietzsche. It's funny that you mentioned that, but you know, to be a 66-year organization and to only have 10 African American artists be acknowledged for their artistry and in the top category, which is Album of the Year, I think it's an atrocity, and it hurts us in so many different ways. We're getting acknowledged, we're being nominated, but we're not being honored for our work. And I think it's time that the Grammys honor African American artists for their musical gifts and musical talent.
It's going to be interesting to see how these nominations and how the overall awards play out. As always, Reynolds McZorn, thank you for awesome reporting. More updates on the way right after this break.